University of Nairobi Alumni Association, Dr. Betty Gekonyo, to give some remarks. Thank you very much.
Can you hear me? Yeah, I know there's quite a bit of noise. I hope that we will pay attention, at least for when our chief guest comes over, because this is a very important occasion. It's very important that we launch this chapter in style, and indeed we are honored to have very distinguished guests tonight to be with us. Allow me to acknowledge the representative of the Cabinet Secretary. We are expecting Engineer Michael Kamau. He is the Cabinet Secretary for Transport and Infrastructure. We also have representative for, is it Architect Mariam Mawe? In the name, we have an architect herself, Aida Munanu, and we do have many other distinguished members of society who have come to witness this day. I want to acknowledge the representative of the Vice Chancellor, the University of Nairobi, who is represented tonight by Professor Lucy Irongo, who is herself the DBC in charge of research at the University of Nairobi. We do have in our midst some of the alumni of the design, Honorable Francis Nyenze. I don't know wherever you are. Where is Professor Nyenze? He's not here? So he has just left. We also have another alumni of the ATD, Stanley Morage. I don't know, Mr. Morage, I can see you there. Mr. Morage, so these are some of your alumni who have come to support. We also have Engineer Wajao, the chairman, Engineers Board of Kenya. Where is Engineer Wajao? You're somewhere? Engineer Wajao? Well, I was told they were here. Professor Rari Gube, also one of the alumni of the Engineers chapter. And Aida, our architect, Aida Munanu, is also an alumni of this chapter that we are launching tonight. There is quite a number of sponsors who have been able to give us appreciable amounts of money, and we want to acknowledge the support that we have been able to get to the tune of over 1.2 million Kenya shillings, of which 940,000 goes towards the launch of the alumni chapter, and over 300,000 will go towards the membership of the membership to this new chapter. So let us acknowledge the CCK, Communication Commission of Kenya. We acknowledge Ketraco. We want to also appreciate Kenya Pipeline Company, Kenya Nuclear Board, Knight Frank Limited, Association of Consulting Engineers, as well as General Motors of East Africa, all of those who have been very gracious to sponsor this function. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be very brief with my presentation. Basically, just to remind ourselves about the history of the Alumni Association of the University of Nairobi. The University of Nairobi has, as part of its, as one of our motto and our objective, excellence in everything that we do. And as part of that excellence, the University of Nairobi Alumni Association was established, and it was launched in a very colorful ceremony in February 2005. To date, the University of Nairobi Alumni Association, which I chair the interim executive committee, has 7 chapters, and tonight we are going to be launching the 8th chapter. It is never late. I heard somebody saying it's long overdue. No, every time we have 30 potential chapters. So 8 out of 30, we are still a long way before we can launch all the professional faculty-based chapters that we want to launch. What is the purpose of launching chapters? I think it's very important that we all appreciate the purpose and the objective of having chapters. The chapters are supposed to be our tools for recruitment of members to the association, tools to recruit alumni who will support the University of Nairobi. And the support that the university is looking for is many areas, including research, sponsorship of academic chairs. We are looking at sponsoring student accommodation, student welfare, and indeed sponsoring students' bursaries, which we have been doing, acknowledging the best students who are performing in our universities. And above all, we have a very good project, we have a very big project, which is the Alumni Center. The Alumni Center, which is going to be the flagship of the Alumni Association of the University of Nairobi, already has I would say, we have land that has been given by the university near Arboretum. The budget for that center is 1 billion Kenya shillings. We have a lot of corporates that have come forward. So as we go forward, we are looking forward to this new chapter in supporting the Alumni Association. Above all, we want to make sure that you, the alumni of the University of Nairobi, give back to society, give back to your alma mater, give back to the university that made you who you are. And with those few remarks, I would like to, we have launched many chapters, and I believe that the people who are more inclined to more science and noise control, I'm sure it's not this chapter. So please help us with noise control, because I'm sure it is something that, as a doctor, it doesn't work very well, for the ears. Neither is it very good, for concentration. So as we welcome our next guest, may I request you, please, just give us 30 minutes of your time. You came here for a purpose. You came here to launch this chapter. You want to launch this chapter in style. And really, I would request that those of you who are inclined to making a little bit of noise, please just allow us to launch this chapter in style and dignity. So as I appeal to you to have order, and I know design, architecture is a discipline of order, a discipline of attention to detail, I will be welcoming our representative architect, Aida Munanu, who is representing our principal secretary, Maria Mawe, to give us her presentation. And thereafter, we will be listening to the representative of the cabinet secretary sometimes you have to remember this, transport and infrastructure.
Yes.
This is a very comfortable congregation, because I look around and I see many people I recognize, and I really appreciate getting the opportunity to address this very distinguished gathering. Allow me first and foremost to give the apologies of my principal secretary, who is away on official business. She really would have wanted to be with us. I know we always say that, but it is true. Our PS really loves gatherings which consist of professionals. She would have loved to have been with us. The representative of the cabinet secretary for the Ministry of Transport and Infrastructure, the representative of the Vice Chancellor, University of Nairobi, the representatives of the Vice Chancellors, principal of the colleges, the representatives of the deans of faculties and directors of the institutes, lecturers and staff, the chairperson of the University of Nairobi Alumni Association. Good evening to you all. Thank you for those ones who are mentioning my name. I really feel comfortable when I hear my name. It's really a great pleasure for the Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development to be part of this auspicious occasion where we celebrate the launching of the chapters of the chapters of engineering and architecture and ADD. I am informed that we have a student population of about 5,000 students, And it is my hope that these 2 chapters we are launching today will facilitate the mentorship of these many students and even the ones who have just left. In the Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development, majority, I heard the doctor telling us that making noise is not good for our health. We want to be in bad health. Majority of the employees of this ministry come from this particular College of Architecture and Engineering, and we wish to have the following collaborations with the university, and these collaborations include and are not limited to attachments of the students during their internships. Also, we wish to collaborate with the teaching staff in the area of research for affordable housing, real estate and urban development. In the Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development, we do have a center which is called Kenya Building and Research Center, and I know that there have been efforts with this particular center to collaborate with the University of Nairobi on research areas. So with the launching of the alumni chapters, we want to believe that this collaboration will be enhanced. Again, the launching of this alumni, the 2 chapters, I understand they are chapters 8 and 9, it could not have come at a better time when we are at the initial stages of positioning devolution. Devolution will actually need the input of the professionals, and when we have the alumni energy, we know that we'll have a great influence in positioning ourselves in the development of the counties. Also as a nation, we have the good news that we have oil in this country, we have mineral resources in this country, and we want to believe that the University of Nairobi has positioned itself to develop programs that will assist in developing these particular areas of mining, and we are believing that we are developing courses in the areas of petroleum, energy, and mining. We also know that there is a great we are in the process of urbanization, with many people coming from the rural areas and coming to the urban centers. And in Vision 2030, we know that there have been many areas of urbanization that shall evolve. So therefore, with the coming of these 2 chapters of the alumni of engineering and ADT, we know this particular position shall be enhanced, and there have been nurturing of the training of the professionals who are relevant in these areas. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, the new constitution gives the Bill of Rights to the people of Kenya, and access to adequate and affordable housing and reasonable standards of sanitation is a social right for every person. In addition, every person has a right to clean and healthy environment. It is therefore expected that the expertise to be found in the College of Architecture and Engineering and its alumni, including the 2 chapters we are launching today, will mitigate these social rights. And we also have the other associations in the built environment. These associations are the Professional Associations, the Architectural Association of Kenya, we have IQSK, the Institute of Quantity Surveyors of Kenya, we have IEK, and it is expected that these alumni chapters will work together with these associations for enhancing the industry. And we are believing that the synergy that will be developed within these alumni, within the alumni chapters, that is with the academics and the practitioners, will enhance the professional input in the sector. I thank you very much for listening to me. And finally, I wish the engineering, architecture, design and development alumni chapters, which are now being launched today, success and prosperity. And we know that these are chapters which will take the built sector to great heights. And with that, I thank you very much. Thank you for listening.
Before we invite our chief guest, who is going to be represented by Engineer Wanjau, who is the chairman of Engineers Board of Kenya, we are going to make an announcement for those alumni who would like to formally register with the association. There are some forms you can pick from the registration table. If you would like to be our Gold Life member, Silver Life member, Bronze, and Annual member, there are some forms that you can fill, and you'll be formally our alumni. And because this event has been made possible by our sponsors, we are going to invite one of them to represent all other sponsors to make remarks on behalf of the sponsor. And at this particular juncture, I would like to invite Mohammed Haji, the Communication Director of Communication Commission of Kenya, to make a few remarks. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone. I'll give a small speech on behalf of my Director General, Mr. Francis Wangusi. Mr. Francis Wangusi, the Director General of CCK, is unable to join us today. I'll give a short remarks on his behalf, and I'll read it as it is. The Chief Guest, Cabinet Secretary, Transport and Infrastructure, in his absence is representative. The representative of the PS, Ministry of Lands, the chairperson of the alumni, Dr. Betty Gikonyo, representative of Vice Chancellor, Professor Lucy, Deputy Vice Chancellors of the University of Nairobi, the principals of the colleges, the deans and directors of schools and faculties, university staff, fellow alumni, ladies and gentlemen. The Communications Commission of Kenya is delighted to be part of this auspicious occasion that marks the beginning of the engineering and ADD alumni chapters of the University of Nairobi. The Commission, being a stakeholder of the engineering fraternity, lauds the effort of the School of Engineering and the Institute of Nuclear Science and Technology, in partnership of the University of Nairobi Alumni Association, for bringing together engineers and architects to share experience, network, reminisce, and connect with the alma mater. This is a commendable effort in view of the fact that CCK serves many audiences and requires a good blend of industry and academia to churn out individuals with excellent engineering-related skills to help fulfill its core mandate. Ladies and gentlemen, with the digital migration set to take place towards the end of this year, it is individuals like you who will help us push this agenda into the smooth adoption and implementation. This will ensure that Kenyan television viewers receive better quality signal, sound and picture, and variety of content, while the market players will reap benefits from reduced transmission costs and superior technology in their operations. I take pride in the fact that over the years the University of Nairobi and the overall academia industry has made great strides in ensuring increase in the use of ICT. To complement this effort, the Commission is keen in increasing broadband access to a larger Kenyan population in order to ensure that development objectives are met. The Commission is also proud that it provides internship programs in many career lines. Engineering is key among them. With the skills acquired from the Commission, these individuals have gone ahead to positively contribute to the industry in Kenya. In moving the industry forward, I encourage all stakeholders to put in place measures that will attract more girls and women to join this male-dominated field of engineering and architecture. The Commission currently has a number of female engineers and is more than willing to offer mentorship to other women interested in these career lines. We wish to reiterate our commitment to continue working together with the industry stakeholders in many aspects, including curricular research, for further growth of the ICT sector. This shall ensure Kenya meets the objectives set out in the Vision 2030 and the country's reputation as an ICT trailblazer is maintained all the time. Once again, congratulations for the launch of engineering and ADD chapters of the alumni, and I wish you the very best in your future endeavors. Thank you. That is a summary of the DG's remarks.
Mabibi na mabwana, hamjamboni. Kwa wale ambao hamnijui, Nitasema majina yangu kwa kifupi. Majina yangu ni Steven Boniface George Bwire Wandera Oundo, Order of the Grand Warrior of Kenya. Hebu nipigieni makofi tafadhali. Kwa wakati huu nimesimama hapa nikiwa mwenyekiti wa Association of Professional Societies in East Africa, yani APSIA. APSIA, of course, you all know, was formed in 1961, the same year His Excellency the President of Kenya was born, the same year His Excellency the President of the USA was born. Makofi hapo tena basi. The reason I came before you, I felt there was a vacuum. Nature abhors a vacuum. If you call 2 or 3 speakers to come and speak, it also means that that space has to be occupied. I've had the honor of spending only 7 years in ADD as a student of architecture. I also had the privilege of serving you all as the chairman of the Architectural Association of Kenya. And for me,